All right, welcome. Before we can build a life that feels truly purposeful and successful, we have to understand the most important material we're working with, ourselves. This explainer is all about laying that foundation. Think of it as the very first module in building a more conscious, intentional life. It's a journey inward to really get to know who you are. So, let's dive in.
And I mean, really, right now, in this moment. It sounds like a simple question, doesn't it? But the answer, or even just the attempt to answer it, is the launchpad for everything else. It is the first, most crucial step on any path of real transformation.
Have you ever had that feeling where you're just going through the motions, like your days are being run by some kind of autopilot that you can't seem to switch off? It's such a common feeling, this sense of being adrift, of just reacting to life instead of consciously directing where it's going.
I love this analogy. Think about it. Are you the captain of your ship, or are you just a passenger along for the ride? Because if you're out there on a vast ocean without a map and without a compass, you're not really sailing. You're just drifting, completely at the mercy of the winds and the currents. That's exactly what life can feel like when we don't have a clear inner direction.
So, how do we find that direction? How do we take the helm of the ship? Well, the solution is to get our hands on our inner map. We all have one, and that map has a name: self-awareness. It is absolutely the most essential tool for navigating our own inner world.
So what is self-awareness, really? Let's be clear. It is not about judging yourself or beating yourself up. It's about having a clear, honest view of your own inner landscape. It's about understanding why you get stressed, what truly motivates you, and seeing how your actions line up with the person you actually want to be.
And here's such a great way to think about it. Without that light of awareness, it's like you're walking through your own mind in the dark, constantly tripping over things you didn't even know were there. Self-awareness flips on the lights. It illuminates everything so you can consciously decide which flowers to water and which weeds need pulling.
Okay, let's break this down because it's so important. First, you've got internal awareness. This is your private world. What do you truly want? What are your passions? Then there's external awareness. This is all about empathy and how you show up in the world. How do other people see you? And then there's meta-awareness. Honestly, this is the real game changer. It's the ability to step back and just watch your thoughts, realizing, wait a minute, I'm not my thoughts. I'm the one who's noticing them. This is a superpower. It lets you respond to life thoughtfully instead of just reacting on impulse.
All right, so if self-awareness is the map, that's great, but how do we actually learn to read it? We need a compass. And that compass is mindfulness. It's the practical, hands-on tool we use to actually develop and use that map.
Now, a lot of people think mindfulness is about emptying your mind, but that's not it at all. It's about paying attention to what's already there. The two key words here are intentionally and without judgment. You are simply choosing to observe the here and now, exactly as it is, without trying to change it or label it as good or bad.
And this is the perfect way to picture it. See, normally we jump right into the river of our thoughts and get carried away by the current. Mindfulness teaches you to just sit on the bank. You can see a worry thought float by like a leaf, then a happy memory, then maybe your to-do list. You see them, you acknowledge them, but you don't get swept away. That little bit of space between you and the river, that's where all your power is.
Okay, let's move from just talking about it to actually doing it. This is a super simple 5-minute exercise you can do anywhere. Now pay attention to number 4 because it's the most important. Your mind will wander. That is what minds do. The real practice isn't about stopping your thoughts. It's about that gentle, kind, non-judgmental act of just returning your focus again and again back to your breath.
So where does all this lead? Well, once you start practicing mindfulness, you begin to create some real mental space. You get some clarity. And with that newfound clarity, we can begin the really exciting work of discovering our core values, the true foundation of a life with purpose.
Your values, they're the why behind everything you do. They're your non-negotiable principles that really define who you are at your core. When your actions are aligned with your values, you feel this amazing sense of purpose and integrity. And when they're not, that's when you feel that internal conflict and dissatisfaction.
So as you look at some of these examples, just notice if any of them jump out at you. Do any of them just feel right? See, values aren't just abstract words. They're the energies that drive your choices. And this is why knowing your top values makes tough decisions so much easier. You just have to ask yourself, which option here is more in line with what I value most?
So take a moment. You can even pause if you need to. But really think about it. What are the 3 principles that, above all else, guide you?
Is it honesty, freedom, security, creativity? Knowing this is like having a North Star for your entire life's journey.
Okay, we've explored the map of self-awareness, we've calibrated the compass of mindfulness, and we've found the North Star of our values. The only thing left to do is to take that very first conscious step on the journey. And this isn't just an instruction. This is a commitment to yourself.
This right here, this isn't just something to read. It's something to feel. Making a formal commitment like this actually shifts your intention into a powerful vow to yourself. And the most crucial word in here is compassion. Because you won't be perfect at this, nobody is. And that is perfectly okay. The real goal is to just keep coming back to the practice with kindness.
And that brings us to the final and most important question. You've basically just completed the first module. You've laid the groundwork, you have the tools, you have the map, and you have the compass. From here, the potential is absolutely limitless. The most exciting chapter is always the one you haven't written yet. So, what will you build?